Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I finally have another speed paint for you guys, and I also have something special. I'm going to be going through some questions, one that I got on DA, and then I found a list of anime related questions that I'm going to have my boyfriend answer. Woohoo! Fun. Okay, so the first question is, what advice would you give to an aspiring artist if they dislike their own work? I've come across artists like this who are actually very good, and I do not know what to say. The best advice I can probably give you is to just encourage them. Everyone that's an artist hates their art, starting out especially, and a lot of times as an artist, as you grow and improve, you hate art. It can be an old piece of artwork, or it can be one that you just finished like 5 minutes ago. It's just part of improving and growing as an artist, and there's nothing to really be helped about that, and eventually they'll come to appreciate their own work, so just be really supportive. Now, do you have anything you want to add?
Not really, considering, that's exactly what I would say. I'm kind of in that boat myself, so that's really hard to answer. Practice. Start with the little things. If you're not good at drawing the faces, well, practice faces. Do the process over and over until you eventually just get it. Don't follow any guidelines. I wouldn't say you should draw pre-made characters. I would say you just draw random characters off the top of your head. Just that way it's easy and it comes to you, just whatever comes to you, that it makes it so much easier.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to some questions that I looked up online that are anime related, and here we go. Question number 1, what got you interested in anime? Well, what got you interested in it?
Oh, I thought you were answering first.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can answer first, I'll answer after you.
Okay, well, let's see. What got me into anime? I think the first anime I've ever watched would be, and a lot of people probably would say the same thing, would be Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh!, all the other older ones that used to air on Cartoon Network. My dad actually, after I showed interest in watching that, my dad actually asked me if I wanted to watch other types of anime, because I'm not sure how long he's been into it, but he's been into it for a while, so he pretty much helped me broaden my horizons, and from there it's pretty much just bloomed into ridiculousness.
So I didn't know that anyone else in your family liked anime.
Yeah, my dad, I know for sure. I don't know if my brother was kind of into it, but he kind of fell out of it, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I was all alone. My parents are just now, like, as I go to conventions and work at conventions and stuff, they didn't really understand it until I went to my first convention, which was Animazement. But and then they saw all the people, and they saw, like, the otaku culture, and they experienced it because I had expressed that I wanted to be an anime artist, I wanted to be a mangaka for a living, and so they were, like, really skeptical about how that would work out, and then I took them there, and they saw the huge demand there was in this community, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna get on board with it, and since then, mostly my dad has shown more interest in it than my mom has. My mom still doesn't understand, but we'll get there, and she's pretty supportive anyways. But I got into anime probably, usual Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, basic stuff. I actually was more into manga. I didn't really understand what it was at first. I was like, ooh, pretty drawings, I want to draw like that. And so that's what I did, and I was probably drawing manga stuff for like a year before I actually watched or read anything anime or manga related. And then I got into it and I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool. And so yeah, that's how I got into anime. Okay, question number 2. What is your favorite anime series?
Well, I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, of course, blah, 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 but I'm gonna have to say Sword Art Online is my favorite right now. Just due to, and I don't care what anyone says, the story was excellent, the character development was good. I do kind of wish that they took more time with the character development. I didn't like how they jumped forward several months at a time. Which, they are coming out with several things to help with that, like the Sword Art Online progressive manga series that goes more in depth with the character development, explaining different things like how one character, why she has whisker marks on her cheeks. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know why, but that's one thing that's explained, and I just think they did a decent job considering they did rush through and get the first arc done in 26 episodes. Not going to talk about the fairy arc, though.
Okay, my favorite anime series, this is kind of a tough one because I pretty much like almost everything I watch with the exception of Hetalia. I really have to say, like, right now I'm really really, really into Himoto Umaru-chan, mostly because, like, I super duper relate to her. Like, in school, I was Umaru. Like, at home, I was, like, super mega anime otaku, and I was, like, drawing it all the time, and I was, like, experiencing new anime, manga, and stuff like that. But as soon as I, like, went out in public or went to school or something, I, like, shut that off, and I didn't tell anyone about that. So, like, I had friends that were into it, so they would be talking about it, and I'm like, oh, cool, you guys like it? And I was always skeptical about talking about it, because, I don't know, I just didn't really want to talk about it. But I really like Tokyo Ghoul and Elfen Lied. It's, like, kind of a tie between them.
Elfen Lied was I haven't finished watching that, but that was actually really good. I did like the way how they told the story in that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, and, like, everyone's like, isn't it a little bit too gory? And I'm like, fuck no, it's just wonderful. What are you talking about? Back the fuck up.
A couple older ones that were really enjoyable would be Kino's Journeys. I don't remember all the details. I did watch that a while back, but that used to be one of my favorites. And then Shigofumi, I believe it is. It's Letters from the Departed. They are both really good. And if we were to go recommending, I would definitely recommend them. They have each their own. They're both very old. One, The Journeys follows Kino as she drives around. It's basically a post-apocalyptic world. She's just driving around on a motorcycle, finding survivors, just traveling, surviving. Letters from the Departed, kind of, obvious. Dead people have a chance to write to their loved ones or whatever else to either tell them, hey, it's not your fault, just comfort them or whatever else. Or if it was their fault, then I guess they're going to rain hard on them pretty hard.
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead to another question. Okay, what was the first anime you ever watched?
Technically, we just answered this, didn't we?
I don't know. I said what were my favorite ones.
No, we answered this whenever we said what got us interested in the
Oh,
anime.
that's true.
But
that is true. But see, like, because I never finished those. I will count them episode by episode.
That is a very good point. I never finished Dragon Ball Z or anything.
Yeah, like, I really have no interest in finishing Dragon Ball Z. It's like, if it's on, I'll watch it, but otherwise, I mean, I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it, It
has a good story, but it's one of those that are way too long.
Yes, like Naruto.
It's just too long. Hey, Naruto actually finished, though, so...
Yeah, but weren't they talking about doing another...
Boruto or whatever? The kid? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's still technically, like, a continuation of the thing, So, I mean, it's just so long. It's just so long.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
I guess. There's a huge following and demand for it, so I guess...
First anime, technically, I guess I didn't mention it, but the first one would probably be Dragon Ball. The original Dragon Ball. or actually, you know what? I take all that back, and I have to edit my previous answer. I think Inuyasha would have been the very first anime I watched. Bits and pieces, and then that would have been what kind of helped get me into anime, because when I was visiting my aunt, I stayed up late one night and watched Toonami, and yeah, sure enough, Inuyasha came on. My aunt was also into anime, so... Oh
my god, you're so lucky. I had to go through it alone and, like, explain to my parents and my family, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, but the first, I'm gonna go with the first anime that I completed as my answer, because, because we kind of did answer it before, but the first anime that I completed was, like, High School of the Dead. So it always has a special place in my heart. I love High School of the Dead.
That was your first anime you completed? Man, you're a baby!
I know, I am.
Dang, like, the first anime I completed could have been the two I recommended earlier. I did finish watching Dragon Ball. I didn't go into Dragon Ball Z, but technically Dragon Ball could have ended and been done, if I remember correctly. One else that I finished, that's still airing, that doesn't count. Hayate the Combat Butler, I finished it. Well, that's not the first one I ever watched. I don't even know what I'm going on about now. Move on.
Okay, well, that's like all the time that I have for this video, and I want you all to like and subscribe and comment and totally support me. Buy my stuff. I'll put links to all my websites and whatever in the description for you guys to check out my stuff, and if you liked this question answer thing, you guys can tell me, and then I'll rope my boyfriend into doing more of these with me for your enjoyment. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching.